Good evening and welcome to Between the Lanes, episode number 99. I'm Ron.
I'm Shane.
I'm Justin.
We are your three hosts this evening. So, again, welcome to Between the Lanes, episode number 99. Find us on YouTube. Channel is Slot Racer. We have 99 episodes up, some how-to videos along with some special episodes as well. Facebook, the page is Between the Lanes. And as always, the race results. Wasn't much racing last weekend, but the winning report. Texas Retro was at Dallas Slot Cars down in Texas. Can-Am race was won by Ed Bazan, Ken Stevens second, and George Michaels was third. In F1, Ken Stevens was the winner, Patrick Dolan in second, and George Michaels in third. Don't have any photos, but the Nazareth Wing Car Nats warm-up race was at Port Jeff Raceway last weekend. And One Motor 12 was won by Timmy, Milan was second, and Mike R. was in third. Hillbilly 12 was won by Chubby, Eric in second, Danny Keener third. International 15 two-motor, Doug was the winner, and I'm going to assume it was Doug, the owner. Brian Lamo was second, and Eric was third. C12 was won by Chubby. Lamo, Brian was second, and Walter was third. And then 27 Light, Chubby was the winner again. Bob Richards second, and Sean was third. And that's the winner chicken dinner report. There was a couple races from the week before. I couldn't find anything this week, so maybe we'll talk about them next week. So, and Shane?
Sunday.
Because we didn't really rehearse that. All right, so this weekend is the 4th of July weekend. The only race I know of that's going on is the GT Summer Series out at Rockland, California. Next weekend, and Shane, you can probably start saying on the show when we say Rockland, California, or Fast Tracks, home of the 2020 USRA Scale Nats. You can probably start throwing that in there.
Got it.
Okay, the weekend of the 13th, Mid-American Hard Body Enduro Series race at Thaser Raceway. Retro East is having their annual endurance race. The Florida Slot Car Series is the Raceway Biz. And the AWRA Oval Masters, and what else is it called? The Womp Mania?
Womp Mania.
Womp Mania is at the Slot
Coming
Car
off the top rope.
Slot Car Track Concord. The weekend of the 20th. We've got Gator Retro Racing Region in action, and the big money race at Turn and Burn in Moxville, North Carolina. And the weekend of the 27th, we've got East Coast Flexi Series in action. Dallas Slot Cars has Retro in action. Rocky Mountain Retro Racing Association is in action that weekend. And, the Nats leftover race will take place at the Slot Car Track Concord. So that's what's coming up in July. If we see any more things coming up in July, we will talk about them on a future show. Last week we were in the Wayback Time Machine. This week we'll be there again, along with Where Are They Now? Because no one even took a stab at the question we asked. The question was, who is this famous slot racer from the past? I got no messages. Nobody posted anything, and I guess nobody really knows who this is. But this is Bob Morton. He was the 1987 USRA Group 7 national champion. So there's Bob today. Or no, that's Bob yesteryear. There's Bob today. And if you notice behind Bob here is the trophy that he is holding in that photo. So Bob was the 1987 Group 7 national champion. And that was an interesting race technology-wise because that was the year of the quad magnets in Group 7 racing. So before we get to that, there's a picture of the $1,000 that he won, or maybe there's 1,050. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, it looks like it's $1,250 what he won. Plus, he got that nice ring that was donated by Cayman and Lee Gilbert for the winner. And they said that it had a retail value of $1,500 on the ring. So he got a bunch of cash in his hand and a ring and a nice trophy. So it was the year of the quad magnets. The quad magnets was kind of an idea that Bob Green, who worked at Mira for years, and then Lee Gilbert, they kind of had this idea of coming up with quad magnets versus single magnets, because with a quad magnet you could tilt the block when you cut it and change the radial orientation. You're not really orientation, but you're changing the lines of flux from going straight through versus tilting them to kind of be similar to a radial magnet, which radial magnets perform better than straight flux line magnets. And I have another photo to show you on that one. So Bob and Lee Gilbert had been testing like the previous year prior to the Nats. And then Phantom kind of, I think, was the first to make a production quad magnet setup and magnets to buy and build your own motors. And then Cayman also had quad magnets sort of real close to the Nats. And all 8 drivers in that main had quad magnets. At that time, Coford didn't have or believe in quad magnets, and there was no Coford team drivers or motors in the main. They were either Phantom-based motors or they were Cayman-based. It was like 6 Phantom-based to 2 Cayman-based at that time. So this is a picture showing the ends of magnets and the radial lines that the magnets make. So a single magnet back then, here on the left, as you can see, the lines going through it are straight. Now, if you look over clear to the right, we have what a radial magnet looks like. And you can see the flux lines then run more like a sunbeam, if you will. So when the radial magnets are made, they are pressed into a die, and then they flip a switch button or whatever, and the metal in the magnet then radially orients based on that pulse that the material in there gets. So then magnet comes out, gets centered, and it has radial flux lines. So in a single magnet, which is usually single magnets are machine magnets, machined from stock, and there's not a whole lot you can do with them until you make magnet segments and then tilt those segments. So at that time, everyone, or prior to that, everyone was running single cobalt magnets because a block of cobalt material was EDM cut, and you couldn't tilt it. So what they did was they started cutting segments, or cut the block into segments, and then tilting those segments, cutting them, as you can see how now the orientation lines are now more angled versus straight. So when they're more angled, the motors run better. So then we went to 6 mags. Again, you're going from 2 segments to 3, so the center bar is straight like it should be. And then the 2 top and bottom are tilted when they're cut. You go to 10 magnets and you've got more segments being tilted. And now that we're up to, 26, 32, 40 or whatever, how many ever segments, all those segments are just tilted more when they're cut to get that multiple piece magnet to look like, or as close as it can to a radial magnet, but it never will. So there's a little magnet technology for you. Any questions? Nope. Shane's just amazed.
Yeah.
He's amazed. Social media. So this week it was announced, during the last couple of days, I guess, that the 2020 USRA National Scale Championships will be held at Fast Track Hobbies, which we all knew that was going to be held at Fast Tracks. But the schedule was finally released for the event, which will take place next April, the 21st through the 26th. And there'll be a warm-up race January 25th and 26th. And the classes are listed. And Justin, I think, is going to tell us more about this. This is like Justin's home track, and he knows where every dust bunny is in the building, whether they use Comet or Ajax to clean the bathroom. He knows everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you want to tell us?
So the body for Group 10 will be the JK Toyota.
And is that an LMP?
That is the NASCAR. That's
Okay.
number 70525.
Okay.
Let me write notes. You said 70525.
You just watch the show on the replay and you'll know the number.
I can take notes. I'm ready.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
And then the motor will, the hand-up motor for LMP will once again be the Pro Slot FK.
Okay.
And then hopefully we will have a kids race as long as we get enough kids, and that will be the morning of the Eurosport race.
Okay.
So it's going to be the last day of the Nats.
So is the Nats going to end on a Saturday or Sunday? Because I didn't look that up. But
Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
26th is a Sunday.
Kids race will be on Sunday morning. Okay.
And then leading up to Nats, starting in January, we will be running Nats classes weekly, like Group 10 with a sealed motor, or LMP with the FK, and 4.5 NASCAR with the sealed motor. Those will become we'll mix those in with our weekly classes. And that's why we chose the classes we did for the warm-up, because if people wanted to run those classes, they could just come up any weekend and run those.
Okay.
And we have the special classes on the warm-up. And we'll probably have a Eurosport race or two in that time period.
Okay. So, there's a picture of the Purple Angel. And what classes will be run on that?
So that one will be the GTP, Group 10, 4.5 NASCAR, LMP, and then Junior LMP.
Okay.
And then Bank 12.
Right. And then, is this the track, the flat track?
No, that's our old track.
Okay, because like the pictures I were sent, I couldn't open up because Facebook has been weird, and I went to the website, and this was the picture on the website.
Yeah.
Screw this. We'll have the right picture next week. Because I didn't think that was the track, but I wasn't 100% sure. And
Yeah, because I think the track that we're racing on is the yellow track, isn't it?
Yes.
yeah, because I was looking for the yellow track because I was pretty sure that's what it was. But so we'll correct that next week.
Okay. So on this track.
All right.
No.
Well, that's not the track, but we'll talk flat.
Right. But on the yellow track, it will be production, Expert 12, and then the 3 Euros, 124th, 132, and F132.
Typical stuff. Let's see. And it's not on here, but is there entry fee information elsewhere or not? It's not done yet.
It should be on the USRA's post.
Okay. So go to USRA page on Facebook.
Did you want me to get it and read it off?
No, we can do that next week too.
Aye.
Can always follow up.
Yeah, go and have it for next week.
Okay. So we also have some giveaways tonight. We're going to give away some Mid-America braid. Give away 3 5-packs. And of course, this is the 4th of July weekend. So everybody have a safe one. Don't be blowing your thumbs and fingers off. Car racers. You need to be able to work on your cars. So be careful. Happy 4th of July to everybody. That's what I got. So, and we were talking pre-show, and it's awful early. I mean, we'll talk about this more as the year goes on, but where do people want to fly in for the Nats?
So most people want to fly into Sacramento Airport,
Okay.
about a 20-minute drive from the track. So it's pretty easy to get to. Either take a lift and they have rental cars available, of course. But hotels around the track aren't too far away. They're within walking distance. And there's a lot of stuff to do within walking distance of the track too.
Taking notes on this, Shane?
I'm way ahead of you. I've already did all this stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
I
know there's a taco truck that's like 2 miles down the road on the left. They're only open on Sundays.
Better check that out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And of the airports that I've flown into, Sacramento is the easiest one to fly in and out of, if anyone's worried about that.
Okay.
I was, but we're good now.
So, because you were in England at the time, so Justin was over in England for the Israel warm-up race, 2 weeks ago? 3? No, but more than that.
That was about
4 weeks ago or
It
so.
was about a month ago.
Yeah. So, your first time there, right? Or
Yes.
second? First. Okay.
First time in England.
Okay. So, you raced. I don't know where you finished because I just kind of looked for the top 3 and put them on the show, and didn't really see where you finished in the. I know you ran good in a couple of things, and a couple of things you had some bad luck, but
Yeah.
So what was your overall impression going there and being there for the first time and racing on the track for the first time? What are you going to improve on when you go back?
So things that happened during the race were new, so now I know how to prevent those from happening in the future.
Okay.
And I was able to learn the track, which saved me a lot of time, and I was able to tune some cars that I don't plan on touching until October.
Okay.
Because they're going to be set aside for the race.
Right.
That saved me a couple of days at the Worlds just in having to do stuff. And I mean, the track was definitely easier than the last year's, but it still had some technical bits on it that we had to kind of work around.
But it's a technical issue as far as just learn how to drive. It's not like
it's learn how to drive the track.
Track's super smooth. There's no problems with the track.
No, it was smooth. It was fast. It was.
Okay.
It's kind of like the track was in Italy. It's a faster track.
Okay.
So it's going to be harder to get up into the top 24 because everyone's going to be fast, but it's hard to be the fastest. Even harder than it usually is.
Okay. And then cutoffs for the race ended, I guess, a few days ago, the first.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Sunday.
We're talking like, 80 production teams or something?
Yeah. Last time I checked, there were like 160 some odd people entered, so it was like 82-ish.
Yeah. That would be the biggest ever, wouldn't it?
No, I think we had 88 in Prague.
Okay.
But it's definitely the biggest since then.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of teams. It's a lot of cars.
Yeah. It's a long day.
And all the other classes are filled up, so.
Thankfully, pretty sure they did it this way last year, where they broke the marshallings into sections. Where like in the F main, you'd have the people that were in the D main marshalling it.
Okay.
Or something. That way you don't have guys in the A main getting there at 7 a.m. and then have nothing to do for the rest of the day.
Gotcha.
Until their race at like 10 hours later. So, but it's still going to be a long day for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
When you've got 11 races, about an hour a race, or probably about an hour and 20 a race.
Okay. You're talking the regular classes, not the production.
No, that's the production. It's like probably about an hour 20 per race. There's going to be 11 races,
Okay, so
or 11 mains.
yeah, because the production race isn't a Euro race or an enduro race.
Right.
It's just a 5 minutes a lane,
7.5.
7.5. Okay, times 8. So about an hour. Yeah, an hour and something running time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll have at least 10 to 11 races.
Yeah.
So it'll be an all-day affair.
And that took me a long time qualifying, too.
Say, a couple hours of qualifying.
Yep.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Wear your racing socks.
Who's your partner?
Partner is Andrei Zabanov from Russia again.
Your same partner?
Same partner from last year.
I guess that's the same partner you've had since you've started, right?
No.
No, because you did Blue Jays a couple years or 1 year or something, didn't you?
No. So I had Jason Hooper as a partner in Prague. Then I had Luca as a partner in Chicago and Italy. And then last year I ran with Andre.
Okay. Yep.
And we were on pace to get third, but we had a stuck brush at the start of the last heat. Dropped us down to 14th. And
Dropped a cylinder.
Figure out what was wrong.
Dropped a cylinder. So do you think that based on what you've seen over there, and I'm kind of basing this off the results, I mean, the English drivers have been doing exceptionally well.
Oh, there's a lot of quick English drivers.
So they have the track figured out for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a challenge with there's a lot of fast Brits paired with all the other still fast Europeans.
Right.
It's going to be a challenge getting in the top 24.
Do they have live feed, stuff like that?
Yeah.
They will have live feed.
They had,
That's trying to remember.
Yeah, they had to warm up, and they've had it almost every race they've had at that track.
Yep. And then George Kimber always is putting up video too. So.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing it somewhere, and I remembered like the quality of it was pretty good. That and there was volume, so you can hear people. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like live feed without being able to hear.
Sometimes you don't want to hear.
Yeah. Sometimes it's probably better that there's no audio.
Yeah. Wing car races are better with no audio.
And then there's some guys that like say things that they shouldn't be saying, and everybody at home gets to hear it.
Yeah. Like maybe like
ugly.
Huh?
Huh?
Did I say something?
No, Justin said something.
Oh, I was saying it doesn't surprise me if I've ever said something at the panel, because when I'm at the panel, I always tell everyone, hey.
It's not the drivers. It's usually who's marshaling or close to the.
Oh, who's talking by the. I got you.
They forget that it's on, or they don't know it's there or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can hear some pretty juicy stuff sometimes.
I need to go back to this past year's Nats and watch some videos.
I didn't watch any videos on that, so.
No, I didn't say anything, and I was like right next to the camera the whole event.
Yeah, because I know during the Eurosport race, I was watching and it was above me.
Oh, down in Concord?
Yeah.
Yep, I came in to wish my friends farewell. Watch some racing. So I think I got there right as y'all were qualifying because I slept in a little bit. And then and we got done so late Saturday, I came to get all my stuff.
So are you going to go back to England before the Worlds, or this was it?
This was it. Next time I'm going back is in October.
And you're probably not going to run sport cars until then again, right?
I might throw some stuff on my track just to run it.
You're right, but I mean, there's no
But I don't.
Eurosport races coming up for you,
Yeah, not that I know of. Not between now and then.
right? Testing and practice, testing and practice.
Yep.
Go pound laps.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I was going to say, here's a good one for you, Justin. Do you find practicing with like your Eurosport cars and your F1 cars, granted it's two different tracks or whatnot, just as far as timing, does that help before you go to like a big show like this?
With the Eurosport stuff, it's different than like the Flexi stuff because
Right.
Eurosports is just so much different. Just having experience with the cars and what does what on them and how the motors react to choke and all that, it helps.
Right.
It's something that we don't really get to do a lot in the States because there's not a lot of Eurosport racing.
Right.
Or over in Europe, they're racing them
Probably once a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could try different tire compounds on a track here and say, well, this one makes my car looser, or this one makes it tighter.
Right.
You
Yeah, because
could
I remember when where guys were practicing at Concord with the Eurosport stuff before the Nats. You know, I was just watching them and I was like, yeah, that's way different from going to this.
Oh yeah.
run your cars and check your tire width and stuff. Or not width, wear.
Yeah, where?
Yep.
That's one reason why I wanted to come by.
You know what I'm saying? Because like when he goes back to England, he's not going to be able to go out there and run for half hour.
Yeah, everything will be. Are you doing 2 weeks there, or did you cut that back?
2 weeks. I'm still going what I usually do.
Right. Because you normally go for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Just to kind of get rested or whatnot?
Yeah, I get there like a day or two before practice starts.
Just kind of get settled in.
Yeah, and get settled in and then start practicing. And usually the first couple of days, you can get quite a bit of time because people usually don't show up till like the third day of practice is when it starts getting really where you only get half an hour practice or so in a class. Which makes going in the warm-up so much more worth it because that's so much more track time that I was able to get.
Right. That and it's probably not as intense.
Right.
I mean, you still want to do good or whatnot, but it's not the world. So it's kind of like, all right, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. I looked at that as just a race that I went to so I could get practice and do better in October.
You doing giveaways?
Sure. Mid-America 5-pack of braid. The first winner is, Dan Myers, the guy who always says his name is never in the bucket.
Got some braid.
Dan Myers, you get some braid.
You ever met Dan?
Yeah, he stopped by the 24-hour race in Ohio.
Randy Lynn is another winner of some Mid-America braid. And the final winner tonight will be Stanley Dill. No, Stacy Dill. I'm sorry.
It's been so long since you've been in the bucket.
Yep, Stacy Dill. Well, my T was. I've seen all them names. Randy Lynn, he races in the CIS series, and we know Dan. Stacy Dill, I know that name from somewhere, but I can't think where I know it from. So.
Only one I know is Dan.
Yep, Randy's a good guy. He used to race in Florida, live in Florida, I think, and race down there for a long time. Randy Lynn was, I swore he was at a race where you were at.
I may have been.
Can't think of what race it was now.
Had to probably been whenever I was either in.
I think he was at Flexipalooza. I think.
In Ohio? That took me a minute to think.
Yeah, Canton. I think he was there.
I meet so many different people. Yeah, I mean, both of y'all know. You go to a race and it's like a real quick pass, and hey, and then generally 2 or 3 days afterwards, I get 4 or 5 friend requests, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
sorry, but there was one guy, I can't remember his last name, Dennis. I met at this year's Palooza, and I was in the middle of doing something. He introduced himself, and he's like, "Hey, I know you're busy and all that."
Oh,
And then
Dennis
later on,
Murray.
yeah, and I felt bad because I was like, "God, that guy probably thinks I'm a jerk," because it felt like I blew him off, but I was kind of in the middle of doing something. So like later on, I ended up sending him a friend request. So if he watches the show, he knows I wasn't trying to be a jerk. I was just in the middle of something. That's Justin. I'm actually a nice guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
If I'm hangry.
So are you racing in the GT Enduro thing this weekend, Justin?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, is that 3-hour race?
No, so it's the standard 24-minute races.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just the summer series. So it's going to be going through 3 tracks in NorCal.
Right.
Fast track is going to be the first race of the series, and it goes to the track in Modesto and then track up in Lakeport, Clear Lake.
Cool.
And they do, so one of the classes is our NorCal Hawk GT, which is a Hawk 7 car with one of the JK GT bodies on it. And then the other class is a Phoenix, one on the bank track, with a NorCal GT body on it. And then we're planning on doing production as a third class for the day.
Cool. Well, that's all I have for this week.
One more giveaway.
No, I gave away 3.
The giveaway the CalRC thing.
Oh, you will give that away? Okay.
Yeah.
Because no one's claimed it?
Yeah, no one's claimed it yet.
All right, so I don't have a picture. We can do this next week.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
You gonna come back next week?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to be back next week.
All right.
Next week. Next week
is
Wednesday.
the
What day is that? The 10th?
10th.
Oh, all right, got it.
10th. Yeah.
I have a feeling, just in case I don't feel like it, I might message you, be like,
Okay.
I should be
Walker,
on.
maybe Walker will be back next week because they're racing tonight instead of Thursday.
Yeah, because they're closed tomorrow. I think I talked to Randy this morning. They're going to a cookout and spending time with the family. So.
Yep. Everybody off for 4 days?
No, I'm off tomorrow, back on Friday.
I got today and tomorrow off, and I'm back working Friday.
There you go.
So you were off today?
Yeah.
Yes, I wasn't. Nope.
Yep. All right.
Magic word, secret word.
Sure, go for it.
I don't have anyone.
Oh.
What do
Oh, Justin, you got one?
No.
That could be the magic word. No.
Let's go. Let's just go independence, being we're
There you go.
our nation's independence. Does that work?
I like it. America.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Independence is the secret word. So until next weekend, again, do not blow off your fingers, thumbs, hands, or any other body parts. Have fun. Be safe. And we will see you guys next week for episode 100. We talked about doing something special for that one, so I already forgot what we talked about, but
Oh, I remember.
okay. So when I end this, then we can talk about it real quick, and I'll make a note. All right, so until next week, have a safe one.